Hello, everyone. Thank you, Amity Online, for having me back. This is the Insta Class. The topic for today is You Are Your Own Brand. Let's make this session a little bit fun and interesting so everyone's engaged. You can always write your comments, and when they forward it to me, I'm happy to answer. What does it mean, you are your own brand? Well, the very fact that each human being is unique and there's no duplicate or replicate like us. There may be people similar looking, but the DNA says that each person is unique. So you are individually your own brand from the day that you are born. Now, kudos to that. That's something to be very proud of as you begin your life as young, people in your 20s. Please realize that perception is formed on how you conduct yourself. So when you say that you are your own brand, the first question is, who are you? Who are you? Let's not describe ourselves with our family backgrounds, which culture we come from, which state we come from. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about adjectives that will define and describe you. Like, for example, you are an energetic person. You are a spiritual person. You are a person extremely good with calculations. So you are the maths man. So let's define attentiveness or focus-driven or goal-driven. These are the adjectives that define you. So that's the first part. Secondly, we need to keep in mind that we, as our own individual brand, have been adding value ever since we were born. We were adding value to our families, to our siblings, friends, neighborhood, uncles, aunties, and so on and so forth. When we went to school, we were the baton carriers of either being the front bencher or the back bencher. Then now in university, we are the people who always want to help people or we keep our notes to ourselves. So you are actually building your brand daily by the way you conduct yourself. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. Who are you? The second part is, which segment do you belong to? Are you a creator? Are you a facilitator? Are you a catalyst? Which segment are you? You have to define that for your brand because that is going to lay the roadmap, the foundation for your future. So if you are a creator, then you are the person always setting up groups, bringing people together, thinking up new ideas. If you're a leader, then you take those ideas and you make it successful groups, Today you do it in college, tomorrow you will do it in your work, and you will continue doing it in your life, benefiting both the work front as well as society. And if you're a catalyst, then you're the person that ensures that you get one person to get talking to the other, and you're a part of transition. So the second is which segment you belong to. Now we come to the third part. What's your purpose? And I hope that all of you right now are not thinking about a big bank balance, because that's eventually going to happen if you add value. Do you have a eureka idea that is going to benefit society and life? Then that's purpose. Are you a person who wants to eradicate, conflict from the world? That's purpose. Are you someone that wants to advocate a social cause? Then that's purpose. You've got to define what's your purpose of your brand. The fourth part is goal setting. Every brand has to be measured at the end for its performance. The same thing with you for your own individual brand. What are your short-term goals, your mid-term goals, your long-term goals? Are you adding learning to the part of your, goal setting? And you must keep a to-do so that you can go back and measure how much of progress have you done on the list that you have created and be accountable for it. So if you want this brand to succeed, this brand has to be measured for its performance. So now we come to the last part. The last part is presentation and marketing. How do you dress? Do you dress without caring about what people are going to say about you? Or do you dress to fit the role that you are in? It's like, to give a very simple example, you will never go with Bermudas to a wedding. Why? Because there is a dress code. Similarly, you will take effort when you get dressed for work, not because you are brand conscious or you are trying to match up with the person who is from the same bracket, or your peers or your juniors or your seniors. It is strictly for yourself. It's a feel good factor. I will give you a tip of what I do. Even though we are going through COVID for the last 14, 15 months, whenever I get on a call, I dress up because it makes me feel good. So the way you dress, the way you present yourself shows that you take your job seriously, shows that your brand is well dressed, your brand is presented well. Secondly, how do you communicate with people? Is your communication driven with authority? Is your communication driven with empathy? Is your communication driven with an openness so that people can come to you and talk about just about everything? Very important characteristic to become a leader someday. It needs to start now. It reflects strength from within, not insecurity. When you react, it represents insecurity. When you listen and respond, it represents security. So there's a difference between insecurity and security, to keep that in mind. Then the next thing is that over the years, the friendships that you have built, the colleagues that you will work with, people will forget what you have said and done in life with them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. The most important part about a brand is not the price of the brand, it's not the place where it is sold, it is the person who is selling the brand. So when you are the brand, you are selling yourself. So when you make people feel good, they're never going to forget you. You're going to forge some friendships that are just going to last forever. There will be people who'd want to give recommendations for you just because they love you, not because you worked with an organization for 2 years or 4 years. So keep that in mind. Be a light bearer. Be that person in your group that talks about positive stuff. Why? It is very important. The first thoughts that come to you in the morning are the thoughts that build you up. Words have power. When you use words to encourage people, it has a very fruitful result, both on yourself and on others. So it's better to be a light bearer than to be a pessimist. It's better to start off with saying, I'm going to try and I'm excited, than saying, there's just no hope here. So it's very important, your interpersonal skills, the way you think, your affirmations, taking time for peaceful thoughts within yourself, and also showing your weakness. Showing parts of your weakness and vulnerability does not make you a weak person. It makes you a strong person. It attracts people to you for advice, and it makes you dependable. Because if you have fallen, you can teach someone how to stand up again. But if you're flawless and you have never fallen, how can you give advice to somebody about how they can build their lives? So this is me talking to you about creating your brand. I hope you do justice to your brand every day. I hope you love your brand every day. And when you put those vibes out there, people are definitely going to love you back. So this is Anne De Silva. I'm a published author of the Sand and Sea series. My books are on Amazon. It's not about personal development. It's about travelogues and spirituality, which is also something that makes us great people to feel strong from inside as well as outside. So I hope you read my books. Thank you so much, Amity Online. I've loved doing this